What's up guys, Everything Apple Pro here, and I'm very happy to be able to introduce iOS 10 to you. So in this video, I want to show you 10 things, the most important things to me that have changed in this firmware. Now Apple gave us 10 good things. I don't think all of them are that good, but there's a lot in iOS 10 that I'm still discovering every minute that I use it. I'm really liking how many smaller changes there are. So let's jump into it, and I want to show you what's new in this firmware. Number one, as Apple said, user experience. And before I even get into anything, I just want to say this is a beta. Betas tend to change with time, so what you see now will not be the final result of iOS 10. Just a little disclaimer in there, that's all. So everything from the lock screen to every little minute detail on iOS 10, well, not entirely, but a lot of little things have changed. First off is raise to wake. Your phone is sitting, and you pick it up, it'll just wake up. There's no slide to unlock anymore. Where did it go? One of the most fundamental things of iOS is not enabled by default. So you can go ahead and press the home button to unlock, and I'm not sure about it. I haven't dug around, but I'm sure there's a way to re-enable slide to unlock. However, don't quote me on that. But the very simplest thing, like unlocking your phone, is now gone. Instead, if you swipe to the right, you can open up your camera application. The actual reverse camera is down here instead. Swipe back. Oh, no, that doesn't work anymore. So you click home and it goes back. Slide over here, and here is your today view. So this is actually one of the other bigger features I want to cover, but I'll get to that in a moment. This is basically your notification center on the left over here. And I love how elegant it is. I mean, man, this little refinement right here looks good. And on the very, very bottom, you can see there are icons for switching to these different things so you know where you are at. So the lock screen itself, completely reimagined, all right here. I mean, it's looking fantastic. Now, notification center, mine's pretty empty, but it's changed a little bit too. So even opening up applications, there is a new animation. It's a little bit springy, like you can see the app closing. However, it is so delayed right now. Man, it is very, very slow. If you were hoping to upgrade to this and expect good performance, I wouldn't. I've experienced so much crashing, bugs, all that. All right, so even on the lock screen right here, we can see that there is a much cleaner look for the notification center. And this is all, again, with the user experience. You can now 3D touch on it and reply directly from here. So you can go ahead and have a conversation, and you can have a conversation again. It does not disappear. You can keep doing it. It's just amazing how much Apple thought through iOS 10 and 3D touch. And it's not limited to messages. Third-party applications can take advantage of that. Apple opened up the API. Guys, it's gonna take a lot of videos to show you everything. So sorry, it's exciting. You know, it's exciting when Apple changes up so much. But anyways, moving on to Siri. So Siri has become much smarter. Unfortunately, I cannot show you these changes because the developers for the apps have not caught up. Apple has opened up the API for Siri, so that means you guys will be able to go ahead and ask things like Siri to pick you up with Uber or to use WhatsApp through Siri. I mean, even quick replies are all connected with Siri, and it's hard because I can't show you if I do, Siri, give me an Uber ride.
I don't see an app for.
So it's not currently implemented, but again, you know, these app developers will catch up. Apple will catch up with future betas, and eventually we will get that working. But Siri has become much smarter. With a third-party API, the opportunities are limitless, really. And Apple really hasn't made it clear if she's gotten smarter, if she's more on Google Now's level, but we'll have to wait and see. Next up, a very small one, but at the same time, one that can change your experience, because we all use messages, so Apple has made QuickType much better. So let's say someone asks you a question. Now Siri is in your QuickType, so she can contextually give you answers here, like, hey, where are you now? You can send your current location to this person right away. Not only that, let's say she asks you something else, like, hey, do you want to pick up Chinese food? So you'll get answers based on the question over here. It'll analyze the message, and QuickType is now much smarter in iOS 10. So the Photos application has received a huge overhaul. There's a lot to talk about here, primarily face detection and scene detection. So Photos will comb through all of your photos, and it will find certain scenes or certain people, so you can group them, all the photos, into that certain group. So let's say you were riding a horse. This was Apple's example. You can even ask Siri to find you all the photos of you riding a horse, and in the Photos application, you'll be able to see all of those. Really, really cool stuff. But in particular is the new Memories tab you will find over here in Photos. So all of your photos from a certain time period or event will appear in these little memory groups. You can create or have a video created for you just right there if it works. As you can see, iOS 10 is a little buggy, but basically all the photos, they're grouped based on action and videos in here. And if it worked, I would show you, but oh, it does. So basically you can create a video from these. You can have it short, long, medium. It's actually quite cool. Wow. Yeah, I shouldn't have been doing that, driving and recording. But really cool stuff, guys. I mean, oh yeah, here it is. Money shot. Hit it. Oh no! Missed the point where I actually shot the thing. But wow. So it syncs the music to it, creates a video. For the people that don't want to take the time to edit their own videos and do that, that is really, really cool. So photos, there's more that I'm not showing you, but basically new memories tab that creates this kind of content right here, and new filtering of faces and events. So Maps has received an overhaul as well. Now Apple says it's a lot more intuitive when driving. It'll actually pan out, zoom. I would show you, except it is broken. So I'm not able to actually get directions, but it'll actually be a little bit easier to tell exits, lanes, just it'll be more intuitive. I gotta say, that's one of my weakest points with Apple is Apple Maps right now. Google Maps is great, so hopefully this will fill in the gap. Not only that, while you're driving with already directions set, so you can get suggestions of close restaurants, close gas stations, and it'll actually tell you how long it will take and how much longer it'll add to the trip down here. So I like that they added the search button down here. As devices get larger, it's harder and harder to go up here, so having everything down here is a little bit easier. So I can't show you it, unfortunately, but Maps has certainly got a lot easier to use and it is more intuitive. So next up is the new music application, and I gotta say, it is gorgeous. It is much larger. It seems like it's almost for old people, but at the same time, it is more intuitive. You have all these categories right here, so you don't have to shift them manually to get into different ones. It's certainly easier to use. And let me just show you how intuitive it is. So let's find a song. Where's my Stephen? Favorite songs from him right now. I mean, this guy's really good. Anyway, so let's say I'm gonna play a song. It's up here. If you want to get rid of it, just slide over. It's so bubbly, but it works so good. And if you slide up, if it has lyrics, they'll be displayed down here. The buttons are big, clear. This has even been spread apart a little. It's certainly very easy to use. So when you play, I like that it pops into view like that. Really cool stuff. There is the scrubber. It moves up just when you use it. That is so cool, that attention to detail right there. So I don't know if it disappeared or what, but there's no more color change with the different music. Let me show you what I mean. If I play this right here, the background isn't changing for some reason. The song's view is a little bit bolder, I guess. So it is changing a little bit actually, just around. It's less noticeable. It's not going on down here. But yeah, there it is, guys. The music application, it looks fantastic and it seems to work very good. And so far, one of my favorites is the control center. So it's been reimagined. And hey, there was now 3D touch in the control center. Not quite what I envisioned. We thought there would be some toggles over here, like toggle on this, it'll take you into that, but no, it's just over here. So you can get some 3D toggles in these. And hey, wow, high intensity. Let's try the medium intensity one. Wow, so preserve your battery life, but still have a little bit of light. Really, really cool stuff. Attention to detail right there. And on the camera, it's just a shortcut, I believe, but it is there. Overall, you can slide to the next page, and here is your music scrubber. And I believe there was another section that Apple showed us. You can have some sort of widgets in here, but maybe I haven't set that up yet, but really cool control center. I don't see the point of having night shift right here. Night shift is automatic for me. I don't need to turn it off and on, through here. So I think this is a little bit extra wasted space. If Apple were to get rid of that, it wouldn't be so bad, but really, really cool and really bubbly. I like it. I like how it looks. And here's one I think all of you guys will appreciate. You can now remove system apps. Literally a lot of the big stuff. I'm surprised that Apple even made these removable, like weather, maps, stocks. You can delete them. Now, where else would you find them? How do you get them back if you delete them? That's the golden question. They're all in App Store. So if you were to search for maps, probably Apple's would come up very first here, and there it is. So you guys can go ahead and download them. Now I'm interested, how will the updates work? Are we going to be able to update the individual applications from the App Store or as part of an iOS update? Who knows, but it seems like a logical step for Apple. Absolutely amazing. Removal of system apps. And I wanted to mention Today View, a really big feature. So it was previously here in the notifications tab on the right. Now Apple has relocated it to a slide over on the right on the homepage. And here you have a bunch of widgets that you want. Now I wonder if Steve the dinosaur game will still work. I haven't tried it out, but pretty much same principle. You can go ahead and adjust what you want to see here. And some of these are 3D Touch interactable. I wasn't able to get it to work. I'm not sure if it's because it's just not working yet, but in Apple's demo, you were able to 3D Touch on these and interact with them. So I guess we'll have to wait and see. Very disappointing thing was there was no dark mode, but however, I noticed the clock app is now completely dark. Maybe it's a symbol of what's to come. Apple might update it in the future, but everything else pretty much as was. And the best for last, messages. This is something all of us use probably the most on our device, so Apple wanted to make it a lot more friendly. It seems like they almost Snapchatified it, but anyways, so there's a lot of notable features here, guys. I mean, where to begin? Let's say you want to send a message with an impact. There are now animations for the message, just 3D touch on the send button, and you can say loud right here. So when you send it, that's what it's going to look like. Click the send button and boom, it just pops at you. Also, one of my favorites is the invisible one. So 3D touch on this, let's say invisible ink and send. So you slide on it, oops, and there we go, it becomes clear. And you can apply this filter to photos as well. You can slide in between, and when you send it, that effect will be available on the other person's device with sound effects. Larger emojis. So now when you send your emojis, they will be 3 times larger. Really cool. Also, if you go ahead and go over here into this view, you can go ahead and get a live photo or live camera view right here. Awesome stuff. Right here is, I forgot what Apple called this, but basically you can draw on top of photos, send effects to friends, and they'll go ahead and be animated when you send them. So over here we should see that. Really, really cool. Also available in the messages is emoji translation. So you can go ahead and replace some words. I'm curious to see out of this what it will replace. So if you go to the emoji menu right here, it'll go ahead and highlight them in a yellowish color where you can replace with emojis. So let's click on the think, the love. If you have a choice, it'll give you one, and pizza right here. There are now rich links inside of messages as well. So instead of just being a blue link, you'll get a full preview like this. You can go ahead and 3D touch on it to get a preview and then go in all the way. But messages has become much more useful. I love it. So guys, that is a quick look at iOS 10, just 10 of so many features I'm going to have to cover, and I will be covering them very soon. Now next, I'm going to show you how to install this right now if you want to. I will be showing you battery life, performance on every device, so really everything you need to know, guys. Stay tuned for those videos. Hope you enjoyed this one. Sorry it's a bit long. There's just so much to cover, and I haven't even covered all of it. Have a great day, guys. Peace.